Hey y'all, I'm back. So everyone is sending me this trailer to the Beyonce film, um, Black is King, and by Disney Studios. So I thought I would come on and react to it or tell you guys what I think about it. Um, if y'all haven't seen the trailer, y'all can go watch it real quick. It's like a minute long. I'll try to put the link in there if y'all want to go watch it. If it shows up, I'm not sure. But I'll give y'all a minute to go watch the new film trailer to Black is King by Beyonce and Disney. And then we can go discuss it. Just go look it up, Black is King. And it should be on YouTube. And then y'all come back and join the discussion. It's only a minute, so y'all should be back soon. I'll just talk about some other stuff until then. Okay, so go watch Black is King by Beyonce. It's a trailer, and then come back. Watch the newest one. The newest one is going to be the one I'm talking about. So the last one that came out. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people were sending it to me, so I thought it would be a good topic to discuss. If you've already seen it, and you're probably saying, "Oh, I'm so glad you're covering this topic." Okay, so Disney Studios. It's going to air July 31st on Disney Plus, and it's a film that Beyonce made. It has a Lion King soundtrack in it that she did, The Gift, and it is a cultural, um, black, esoteric, spiritual, ancestral film. Okay, so if you saw the preview, you already know that. Okay, so yeah, everybody tagged me. Like I had so many people sending that to me on Instagram. So thank y'all. But I saw it, the other one yesterday, and the new one that came out today is the one I saw after y'all tagged me. Okay, so everybody's coming back. Okay, we'll give it one more minute and then we'll start. Y'all saw all the stuff I've been talking about, I'm sure. But let me take one more gander at it so that I can be sure that this is okay. So now we'll talk about it. The Gift was the soundtrack that Beyonce did for Lion King that Disney put out. And I knew that soundtrack was very meaningful, and there should have been more to it. There should have been more. I felt that there was probably going to be more. At one point, I was like, why didn't they make more videos on the songs from The Gift? Because they were very meaningful. And, we always know Beyonce's working on stuff in private, and she was probably working on this movie. And so I was glad when I saw it because there's so much knowledge in those songs and references in those songs and decoding in those songs on The Gift. And I quote them a lot. So I'm glad she made that movie. Black is King. There's a song on there called Already. And basically talking about you a king and you know it already. And so a lot of people are waking up knowing their true history, their true origins, their true divinity, their true power, who they really are, why people are so against you, etc., etc. And I think this film is going to display all of those aspects, not just, focusing on the short history of, slavery, but they went all the way back to the cosmos. They went all the way back to the source in which we came. And I think that's very important. Did y'all see the little boy at the end coming in as a gamma ray, an ancestral gamma ray hitting the earth and landing? You said the breath work meditation was amazing. Yes, it was. I felt like all extra glowy and energized afterwards and stress free and just let it go. It's going to be up on the Forbidden Knowledge TV, the recording of it. So y'all who missed it can go watch it there. But yeah, it did look like Avatar. So they're taking it all the way back to the cosmos. They're showing you all the ancestral deities that we were stripped of and instead given Christianity. And then I think I saw a flash where she was in a hearse and it looked like they were in New Orleans or something. I don't know. That's going to be interesting. So how that culture came over to America and how it's still being, used today in certain areas and cities like New Orleans. It just shows you how deep your culture runs, how divine you really are. As far as I could see, there was a lot of oceans and water scenes. I'm thinking it's, homage to Yimaye, Oshun, and what, and other Mamiwata deity goddesses. And there's just so much to cover. It's like I saw a throne, I saw, tribal, initiations and all that kind of stuff. So it's giving you the true culture that was taken from you, reminding you who you are, sparking an interest in seeking self or knowledge of thyself, which is very important because it's so sad and it's just very frustrating and sad that people don't even know themselves or their ancestors or any type of cultural history, just not even a little bit. I mean, I'm sure there's stuff I don't know, but there's just some people walking around that have no clue. And I'm glad this is sparking more interest. It will get more people to start looking into who they really are. And that's where the power is actually going to come from. That's where the self-esteem is going to come from. That's where the rising of, rising of self is going to come from. And it's so frustrating when you see people that are still depending on the government, on some fake leaders to guide you and to guide, all this stuff. It's like, do you know, like just like Rafiki said, do you know who you are? That's what I really want to tell people, but it's like they don't know. So they're gonna answer no. So, Rafiki, I feel like Rafiki sometimes. When people just start rattling off like, do you know who you are? You don't need that. You don't need to vote. You don't need to care about what's on the TV. You don't need Donald Trump. You don't need the president. You are this thing. You are this. You are that. You are everything. And so some people just can't fathom their own power. And maybe that's good. I don't know. But hopefully it will start sparking more interest in people knowing thyself. And there was a part where she says the ancestors never left you. That's because they're in your DNA. And so you always have access to that ancient part of you, that knowledge, or you're connected to source always because of your DNA. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You've been studying the Mayans. They call their kings Yahweh, yeah, very close to Yahweh. How do you access that? Learn, remember. That's why Michael Jackson made that video. Remember the time. You have to seek. If you want to activate something, if you want to remember something, you want to jog your memory, you have to go back to the places, look at pictures, read about stuff. Like if you get amnesia, in order to spark your memory, you have to familiarize yourself with what you used to know. And a lot of people won't do that. So, when you start studying, when you start knowing thyself, when you start looking back and reaching back to your ancestry and to your, ancient cultures, then your DNA will start to, you know, remember and then start to be activated. And then that's when you are getting your information, your message, your connection, your um, signs, your communication, all of those things. So just learning will open it up. Okay. I never thought of it that way. You just taught me something. Oh, thank you. She had a thoth in there. Hmm. Activate Akashic records with breathing to stimulate blood and remembrance. Right. Yeah, that breathing class and session that we did today will also kind of, change your frequency as well. Um, she said that the movie or the film was based on The Lion King, and I already knew because we know Simba. Simba went to a distant land and ate bugs and worms and hung out with rats and pigs when he used to be a king. And when he had to return, is when everything was messed up, the worst. And then he had to rise and go and fix it and take it back over. And that's what time it is now in our reality. In our reality, people may think this is the end, this is everything going wrong, and this is the time to rise back up and take it over. Sure, did you peep at the very end where the starseed literally beaming down to Earth? Yep, like the gamma ray. I saw that, Maya. So right now is the time for Simba to return home and reclaim his throne or his crown or whatever. And that would be us. That would be that song already on the Gift soundtrack. So it's amazing how everything lined up. She started making that movie a year ago. How fitting it comes out right now. And people still can't put one and two together. They don't realize that this was all, everything you see is orchestrated in order to put us back on the throne because it's the time for it right now. And so, a lot of people that are, and a lot of things are fake and a lot of things are real because of the fake things that are put before you. And this is why they call it a catalyst. Okay, you put something fake in front of someone, but their reaction is real, whether it be negative or positive. That reaction is going to cause whatever, to start happening. So if you put something in front of someone and they deem it true, then their reaction is going to be true, and so forth and so on. And that's how this whole thing is going to get, that's how it already got started, by a catalyst. Now, then it's up to the people to wake up and take it from there and figure it out and stop trying to go back to sleep. There's so many people that want to go back to sleep. It's crazy. I saw a video of, people banging on the doors and the windows of this facility that closed their polls for voting early. And it was in a predominantly Black neighborhood. So they didn't get their chance to vote. And I'm like, and, people were filming it from the inside. So to me, it's like, okay, you're royal, you're divine, but you're banging on doors to go and vote for your new quote unquote leader or master or whoever. You're banging on doors to vote for people to represent you, but you are divine. I'm not understanding, and so people are just so brainwashed and they can't figure it out. They heard some celebrity who got paid thousands of dollars to tell them to go vote. And so now they run in to go vote. They don't have a mind of their own. And that's so sad. And I hope that they wake up and see their divinity, especially if they watch this film that's coming out. They'll stop doing that nonsense. they will stop. And I hope that they see themselves like different. I mean, I hope that they would do it sooner, but if it take Beyonce to do it, it take Beyonce to do it. Hey, I mean, you can't be mad at someone who's trying to wake people up. And if they do wake up, you know, all that energy, all that, um, banging on the door to go vote could be used towards something, better, building something, creating something. hmm I think she is the director. Yeah, use their influence to tell people. Um, yeah, and they don't choose the younger people. They choose the older celebrities to go push voting because younger people, they're not caring about no voting. They already know it's rigged. They get the older celebrities who still maybe believe that's gonna make a difference. You won't see young celebrities out there talking about go vote. Okay. You have a weird noise. I'm sorry. Refresh. Okay. I was looking for my guy Kendrick Lamar, but I guess J. Cole. What? Anyway, weird. Oh, and then she's going to also be on the Black Panther 2 soundtrack because she just signed $100 million deal with Disney. So she's going to be in a lot of Disney projects. You said Demi Lovato was paid to tell people to vote. Yeah, if you see celebrities telling people to vote, they're paid. They're paid. I'm sipping on water. Yes. So I believe that the I guess it would be the preview or the trailer is already so wowing. I mean, could you imagine watching the movie? It's gonna be like, oh my gosh, wow. It's also, a way to get people to sign up for Disney Plus. But y'all know someone's gonna bootleg it and put it on something, or it'll be on Tidal later or something like that. But it's she's getting her money. Can't be bad at that. She also posted on Instagram about voting. Yeah, if you're gonna vote, put yourself on the ballot. That's just she didn't tell you who to vote for. If people are gonna tell you to vote, fine. I'm gonna vote for myself. I mean, if you're gonna pay me to tell people to vote, I'm not gonna tell them who to vote for. Y'all go vote. I'm gonna go vote, but I'm voting for myself. I'm putting my name on the ballot. So it'll just be like not voting. But you could say you voted. Okay. I voted, but I didn't vote. So if you're having a disagreement with someone, a family member, a spouse, whatever, because you don't want to vote, go vote. Go vote for yourself. Make them happy and make yourself happy at the same time. I think you will. Twitch. Okay. Trump will probably be president again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Unless somebody else signed up for the job to let people do what they want. Okay. Not everybody's on the same level of consciousness either. So that also causes a lot of conflict, especially when everything is changing so fast and happening so fast. You have people out there who are literally afraid or truly upset and don't know what's going on and don't know that this is a power shift. And, so they have to go through those emotions. They have to figure it out because that's where they are consciously. You could try to help them, but The more you try to explain stuff to some people that are in fear or in panic, the more they get riled up. So it's, if they're not there yet consciously, don't even just get them riled up. It's like, okay, okay, it's all right. Try not to discuss things that you don't agree with, because at this time, people don't know what to think. But if you know, you know, right? Um, yes, people are willingly stupid and blind. If you have more than one way to get information and you only allow one way of information to come in, then, and it's biased, and you know, and that's what you accept, and that's what you take, then that's up to you. But there are so many ways to seek and find stuff and learn things that are not being said. So there's really no excuse. People choose that. You're right. But especially, if you're a little older, they're not used to going to Google. They're not used to researching things. Most older people don't have Instagram. So they're not just seeing all these things um, that are, informational. They just get what CNN or Fox News or NBC tell them. And they believe it because they believe that, you know, everybody is trying to help people. And that's just not true. Right. And I also think that's why they have a lot of, saying, like, the saying that, the older generation is not going to be able to do what needs to be done. And so, because they did their part, like they already did their part. Let's just say that. And this part is for the younger generation, the people that are able to take advantage of researching and learning and figuring out stuff and opening eyes. hmm yeah. There's going to be people that come out and say Beyonce movie will be satanic. I don't care about those people. Those people are pretty much going to say that anyway. Everything is satanic unless it's white Jesus to some people. So I don't know what to tell you. Okay? I don't know what to tell them. I'll say that. I bet you if they had white Jesus on there and her bowing down to him, it would be holy and godly. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell them either. I'll just ignore them because to me, their IQ is too low. That's all I can say. I don't talk to people with low IQs like that. I'm sorry. Maybe they'll wake up. You never know. How, if she's showing African culture, if they're going to claim that their own culture is satanic, then they've been brainwashed. So MJ is taking note from Beyonce taking notes from MJ with the visual albums. Yeah, you need a visual album to show people what you're trying to say, because people can't decode. People might just think of twerking in the club versus ancestry. I don't know. They hear a song, they don't hear the words. They don't understand what things are because they weren't taught those things and they didn't seek them out. So the visual albums are very important. This time, no sugarcoating. Right. She didn't sugarcoat that at all. She didn't put no lemonade on that one at all. She just said straight up, here you go, Black is King. Bye. Gamma ray at the end. Hitting the earth. Peace out. It's funny when all the stuff that you've been talking about, like I've been talking about all this stuff for years, and to finally see a lot of what I'm talking about on film is interesting. So I'm glad people are going to see it in this way now, and it's going to be put on a big platform, Disney Plus, geared towards children, because children are the ones that really need to know this and see it, so that they can know who they are. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You said Thoth is watching. Mm-hmm. You just saw the trailer, then you got on YouTube and see this live. Hey, yeah, it looks very good. She took it straight from the book. Oh, she wrote. B is even wearing a Baphomet chain in the formation video too. And I think it's a great move, empowering. I just hope 2021 will be a humble year where love and peace will occur, but I feel like that's too much to ask for. No, I think it's going to be a dynamic year. Black Panther 2 is coming out. 2020 will be over. We'll have the next president, if y'all care about that. Things will just keep going until the power has shifted. Hopefully, I think July 4th is when Farrakhan's supposed to give his speech. And also there's a eclipse or something, and it's supposed to be the transfer of power right there. And that's why it's called Independence Day. That's why they also made that movie Independence Day with them aliens, where the whole world had to get together and declare Independence Day. But it's a very interesting 4th of July this year because of the celestial events that are occurring. So it's going to be a lunar eclipse, intense DNA activation, and point of no return, door slammed shut, immediate endings. We are open to receive the transmission from new beginnings. So, see you in July. I think that's what MJ said on This Is It. Right. It's July 5th and July 4th, depending on, right, what time zone you're in. Sirius comes back around. Okay, so now we know that is happening. And also the release for this movie is July 31st, which is Layla's birthday. My baby, my oldest daughter. That's her birthday, the release. So Sasha wants to get Disney Plus because we don't have Disney Plus. We have Prime, Netflix, some other thing. And I told her, okay, well, if you work for me every day for an hour, I'll get Disney Plus for you. I'm making her work for money so she can get Disney Plus. Because I'm trying to tell her, you got to work for what you're going to get. You can't just be handed stuff because then they'll take all your ambition away. And then, when you get older, yeah, you can get a little something, something. But as a child, they need to learn that nothing is free. You got to do something. Because I'm trying to create little entrepreneurs out of them. And if they know how to, if they see me do what I do, then they'll know how to do it with no question, and there'll be no struggle. You said you can't wait to hear Farrakhan speak. He's going to say, "I told you so." Yeah, because y'all already knew. It's not really a prophecy; it's a plan. So everyone feels like, well, how do you know this stuff? It's already been planned out. It's already been written. How they say it's been written. So there you go. It has been written. So it's always been, it always was going to occur because it's always been the plan. I was given everything and learned the hard way. I was conceited and it did not help trust. Yeah. You got to make them work for stuff. I told them when they get older, they're either going to work for me, start their own business, or, sadly, I don't want them to work for anybody else. I want them to work for me or themselves. Right. So there's going to be a lot of things being exposed, of course, revealed, said with no sugar coating. And it is what it is. Do you feel companies are performative to distract from the real movement? Performative. I feel companies will capitalize off of anything. They're in business to make money. Do you feel? Yeah, I feel businesses are in business to make money. What's going to happen for the rest of the year? I feel a sense of impending doom. Doom for who? There is no doom. There's only an awakening. An end to the old, a new to the start to the beginning. Everything is a circle, back around. Thank you, Key Goddess. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Did you know that why Chadwick Boseman looks so sick, or why he isn't playing in Black Panther 2? Any coding in this? Sprinkle. I know he was in a new movie that I think Spike Lee has him in a movie right now. And I don't think he looks sick at all. I'm on his Instagram, so maybe you should look at his Instagram. I'm pretty sure he will be in Black Panther 2. So sprinkle, sprinkle. People probably wouldn't go see it if he weren't in it. I don't know, maybe do some fact checking, perhaps. I didn't know he was in his 80s. Who's in his 80s? Beyonce is kind of two-faced. Sometimes she puts out stuff to wake people up, then she does stuff to put people back to sleep, like what post on voting. If you get paid to post, but you didn't tell people who to vote for, all they easily have to do is write their own name on a ballot. They could write Beyonce's name. They could put Michael Jackson on that ballot. If someone told you, well, we need you to tell people to vote, the woke people will vote, the sleep people, the woke people won't vote, the sleep people will vote. You didn't tell them who to vote for. Everyone gets tested. Everyone gets tested. I'm not voting, and if I did vote, you know whose name is going on the ballot. We always have a choice, always. If someone paid me thousands of dollars to tell y'all to vote, I would say, hey, y'all go vote. I didn't tell you who to vote for. I didn't tell you who I was voting for. I might vote for myself. I might vote for Michael Jackson. I might vote for my daughter who ain't even running. So I'm not going to allow other people's ignorance to stop my money from coming in. But I'm not going to really push it. I might say it one time, but that's it. You're going to pay me $1 million to say go vote for one time and not say who to vote for? And smart people will figure out there's a blank spot on the ballot. I think I'll just take it and be like, y'all go vote for whoever you want. Go vote for yourselves. I might even be so petty as to say vote for yourself. Later on, like, I'm voting for myself. Put my name on the ballot. Vote for someone you know is not going to win. So it's just like you didn't vote at all. Right. So I'm just, everyone has free will and free choice. It's not one person's job to totally wake one person up. It's your job to want to search and seek the knowledge. People should not be dependent on anyone to totally wake them up. So it just should be a nudge. You said a melanated brother was talking to you on the bus about Corona is fake and means crown, so it's actually good, not meant to kill us, etc. Well, at least he thinking, shoot, yeah. And do you have some people that are just believe everything they hear on TV, and it's just sad. It's like you feel sorry for them, and they won't listen to you because you don't have a title. And even though, you've done the research and you're more scientifically inclined than they are, they still won't believe you. They believe anything in front of a TV that's white. So I guess I'm going to have to put on my Michael Jackson makeup and put on YouTube on my TV, put that blonde wig on and say some stuff for them to listen. Okay? Thank you, Hudson River Apothecary. I submitted an empty ballot just so I can be called for jury duty. There's not enough of us on juries. That's a smart idea. Sprinkle, sprinkle. See? She's thinking. She's thinking Hudson River Apothecary is thinking. Yeah. Because, Being on a jury is very important. I saved somebody who was very poor from having to pay a fine that I know they couldn't afford just because people were racist. You know, I'm that juror who will hold you back because I ain't got nowhere to go. Okay, look, I'm good. I ain't got no job. I could be here all day. What y'all want to do? So, you know, I held them back until they voted how I wanted to vote. Okay. You said people are mad at Black King. Black is King? Oh no, I haven't seen the negative comments. I guess they're deleting it from YouTube if there are any. That's exactly what's happening now. Exactly. Volume. What? He was speaking in full volume on the bus about the corona is fake, and the world would be over if they took out the original man. I wonder if he watched my video. Okay, that's funny though. Pay attention to what matters, right? Do you believe we can enter other dimensions? Yeah, we are multidimensional naturally. Quantum beings. I walked in a store. The cashier was like, "You have a mask. Like, y'all still believe this stuff is real?" I saw UFO. They what? They just. I wear my mask like this, nose is out, because I'm not putting that thing over my nose. If they require a mask for me to come in, it's not going over my nose. Hmm. I'll take it right down as soon as I walk up in there, and they not looking. I'm like, boop. But then some people think it's real. But like I said, it's just radiation. It's just radiation. And you know, if someone has a germ and your immune system is low due to radiation, they can give you that germ, but then you'll get sick from that germ because your immune system is low and you're being radiated. So it's not really a real quote unquote disease. It's just people's immune system are being lowered due to the amount of radiation, and whatever they've had in their body for years is coming out. And that's why they keep saying, oh, it's mutating. And that's why they're testing for the vaccine in Africa, because they're trying to find a way to take melanin and put it into your DNA to make you start synthesizing melanin on your own if you don't have melanin, because that is what absorbs radiation and converts it into energy. So, yeah. How do you create happiness for you and your loved ones despite the system and the society we face? How do you keep hope alive in your life? Because I create that. I don't look for it. I don't. I create it. You know, I find reasons to be happy every day. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the system and society that we face, it's just what it always was going to be. But that doesn't mean what it has to be for me individually. It doesn't mean what it has to be for my children individually. You know, society as a whole, we are individual when it comes to how we create. So if I want to see prosperity and abundance and happiness, that's what I'm going to think about. That's what I'm going to, you know, wake up planning every day. Because I don't think about the negative stuff. I don't want the negative stuff. I want the positive stuff. I see a power shift. I don't see society as being, you know, messed up. I see a power shift. I see things coming to the advantage of those who probably need it the most. I see change. I see people waking up. I see hope. That's all I see. I see a lot of hope. Um, so I don't see the bad. I see the good, because it's obvious people are waking up, and that's hope. If you didn't see anyone waking up, then worry. Right. And you see all the networks, all the commercials that are coming out, all the Black Lives Matter stuff, it's being really put up to the forefront for a reason because of the power shift that's coming. That is hope. Hope for change, hope for, people getting what they've, deserved for so long. Um, mhm. The future of weather forecasters is what Mike Morales is on checking out. Uh-huh. Yeah, if you look at things the right way, you could definitely have benefited from a lot of things that have been going on. Um, so that's how I look at everything. How can I benefit from this? If you start looking at everything on what is the benefit of this? How can I benefit from this? Whether it's negative or positive, how can I benefit? You will never see things as bad. You only see them as beneficial. Hmm. Yes, 2020 is amazing, all considering. That's true. I mean, 2020 has shown you who is woke, who's asleep, who's waking up, who's independent, who's dependent, who's aware, who's healthy, who's not healthy. 2020 has been like, what do they call it? Separating the wheat from the chaff. It has showed you who you are and where you need to improve. In the purge, right? It was the Saturn of years. And only if you are flexible, if you know thyself, if you know how to transmute, that you will survive. This is the bad end, and now we're going into the good end. So that's where we are right now. And you can't think you can't think that it's bad. You always have to think that it's beneficial and look for the beneficial. Otherwise, you'll crack. You'll worry too much. You'll really think, in terms of fear instead of, oh, well, how can I benefit from this? Um, there's so many rainbows worldwide today. Cool. Mm-hmm. Your friend went to the center of a Blue Lives Matter rally in Wisconsin. Hold on. And yelled Black Lives Matter. They turned red and got mad. It looked like the scene from the 50s. Yeah. How can you rid of all fear? Stop being afraid. Why are you afraid? There's nothing to be afraid of. It's just change. I think people fear change more than anything. Yeah, just accept change. That's it. Knowledge, yeah, the more you learn about something, the less you fear it. The more you allow, you know, room for change, the easier it is. Mm-hmm. Please help me make manifest the will of most pure in my life to do the will of that which can lead me to heal the nations. Thank you. Man in the mirror. Okay. Realize that you choose to come here and experience everything that you've experienced. Right. Fear is a part of life. It's meant to save you in emergencies. Well, that's more flight or fight. Right. So yeah, the whole Beyonce film is going to wake up a lot of people that have been asleep. She's not holding back anymore. She doesn't care what y'all think about her anymore because she's at a place right now where, she's on top. Nobody can top her. Blah, 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 blah. She might as well say what she needs to say and get her voice heard, wake up some people, and it is what it is. So I think, using her influence to do that is cool. And I'm glad she did it. I'm glad she is waking people up. I'm glad people are paying attention. And I'm glad she didn't let her haters stand in the way of saying it like she wants to say it. She's not hiding nothing anymore. She's like, look, this is my ancestors. If you think it's evil, then you think Black people are evil. So okay. You said, is she a witch? Before the term witch was ever created, there was goddesses, there were priestesses. So whatever word came after, it was taken from original. So, if you say, oh, I'm a priestess, or, I'm a goddess, or, does it matter? Everybody can label what they want to label it, but if you're powerful, period. Okay? If you don't have to be labeled a witch to be powerful, you can be labeled a priestess, a goddess. Okay? Why did you stop making spell videos? Because I don't need spells anymore. I know who I am. I'm what spells are based on. I mean, if you like doing it for fun, crafting, making stuff with your hands, as love, so love, that's fine. But if you got it within already, if it's in your DNA, you don't have to do it anymore. It's like, if you like it and you want to express it in a physical way, yes, you can do it. But I hate explaining this like over and over. I left those up there for those who want it. If you want 1,000 love spells, go to my Level Up channel. Okay? People keep asking, okay, you gonna do some more love spells? Yeah, go level up. That's a spell. And then you can get the man you want. Okay? You can't just do some magic and still stay the same. You got to create change within yourself. That's what everybody wants. Love spells. Love yourself. I'm gonna put a love yourself video out. That's the love spell. When you love yourself, everybody else love you. It's just the truth. Self-love. So if you want those videos, they're on there already. Or I could take them down. I left them up. I could take them down if you want. I don't know. A ritual will be better than doing so. Yeah, well, if I ever need to invoke a bunch of energy and power and stuff like that, I would not hesitate to do that. But that's all within me already. That's what we have to learn. We have to get away from trying to look outside. Stop looking outside of self. That's already in you. If you're doing it as a way to honor or to do, if you're doing it for another reason, in a way to honor, or it's because it's cultural, then fine, do that. But my culture was taken away from me. I'm not familiar on how to do cultural, I could learn it, but then I already have that within. It's in my DNA because my ancestors are in my DNA. Thank you, Scene Design. Assure just is, just be right. You see goddesses doing rituals and spells? No, they just do what they want. They speak and it's done. Okay. So remember, like, if you know who you really are, your words are enough. Your thoughts are enough. Your words are enough. The word and the thought is enough. If you need to do extra, go do extra. But I think the words and the thoughts are enough. hmm Um, like if you like to do stuff just for fun, like I've already finished that part of my spiritual path. Maybe that's what you're going through right now. Do what feels right for you. Yeah, I just say do what feels right for you. At this time, because everybody has a path, and wherever you are on that path, just do what feels right. Because not everyone's on the same timeline, and not everybody's going to be at the same level or of consciousness. Some might have already gone through it. Some might be going through it. Some may have not gone through it yet. So that's why I leave all my old videos up. hmm hmm Right. It's all how you think. It's your perspective as well. Like, what perspective are you doing? Like, what perspective do you wake up with? That's so true. Do you wake up with this perspective of a regular, normal human? Do you wake up with the perspective of a goddess? Do you wake up with the perspective of someone defeated? Like, what do you wake up thinking you are? That's how you're going to be able to manifest. First of all, who are you? Are you and how are you? Who are you, and what are you manifesting as? Because when goddesses speak, stuff happens. I don't know. Okay, when defeated people speak, not much happens. So, what perspective are you waking up in? That's how you determine your power. Mhm. You got royalty inside your DNA, Kendrick Lamar. Exactly. Wake up knowing who you are and what you can do. You woke up thinking, why God, this is the worst time out ever. But don't wake up thinking like that because you're thinking at a lower aspect of yourself. If I thought like that, I would wake up thinking, um, wow, this time is pretty bad. How can I benefit from it? Because that's what all the major companies are thinking. That's what all the people in the stock market are thinking. That's what all the people who are, that's what they're thinking. So why not think the same? They think on how to benefit. That's how you should think. I like doing my rituals during full moons. I only do self work to better me. The goal is elevation. Okay. Well, I mean, if you like doing something, never stop doing it. If that's what makes you happy, then do it by all means. If I like doing something, I'm not gonna stop doing it. Um, but once you have a different perspective, then your likes change. You know what I mean? Once you have a different perspective, your likes change, and it's like um, if you knew you were divine, there would be no need to do spell work because you're divine. You don't need to do that. Um, so it depends on, like I said, what perspective you look out of. um, yeah, you said Astro World, right? So yeah, I think her timing for the film release is wonderful because I mean, of course, we already knew what was going to happen. I mean, if you put all the dots together, everyone was setting us up for this time. Everything matched. Starting with This Is It, starting way back, but Can You Feel It? This Is It. Then we have, the presidential election with Barack Obama. Then we have crazy Donald Trump making you wake up to take your power back. And then we have, Black Lives Finally Matter. movement with the companies and advertisements. And then we have, this new film by Beyonce, Black is King. I mean, it's shifting slow. And then on July 4th, we're going to have Farrakhan talking about I Told Y'all So. So it's already been set up from so long ago. And this is now coming into fruition, and it's going to be easier to accept. There's not going to be much of a what's happening, because they set it up that way. And it's just enjoy the shift. That's all. That's how I look at it. There's nothing to fear, just enjoy the shift. It's just, it was always planned. The radiation had to increase in order for the frequency of the earth to increase, in order for new technologies to be released, in order for people to wake up and get their DNA activated, in order for people to come together and realize, what is needed. They had to start increasing the radiation to have people start studying eumelanin, for people to realize how valuable it really is, blah, 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 blah. So everything is related. Everything is for your benefit. Just see it that way. See the bigger picture, not the picture in front of your face, but the grand picture. You ride the wave. Yeah, I did the breath work. You said you fell asleep. You must have been tired. Yeah, it was pretty good. I stayed awake. When will they reveal the true history? They don't need to reveal anything. You're supposed to seek the true history and reveal it yourselves, like I do. I think, why do we keep waiting on them? Okay, this is the issue. Stop waiting on somebody to give you permission. Do it. Go ahead and do it now. I'm not waiting on anybody to give me no permission. I took the permission. Look, I don't need your permission. I know who I am. So we got to get out of that mentality. Stop waiting for them. They copied your ancestors, but you waiting on them. No, you tell it. The Pope is never going to tell it. Okay? So you tell it. Beyonce is going to tell it. Jay-Z be telling it. Kanye West be telling it. You tell it. Okay. If you can decode, you can look into the future easier, right? Because you know what's coming. Because they tell you. The true history is magnificent, just like the future. Exactly. Pope ain't down with Pope P.O.P. Right. Like, we don't need permission. You don't need permission. Just do it. Like Nike said, right? What'd you say? Okay. Why is it they always portray gods in the movies as white people when someone gonna make a movie on the black god? Michael Jackson tried to, but they shot him down. He wanted to make a whole movie like Remember the Time, but Steven Spielberg said, no, you can't put black people as gods and as pharaohs and stuff. So he made Remember the Time video. Now that we have our own studios, I know Beyonce and Jay-Z are opening up one of their a movie studio soon. I know Tyler Perry has one, but he ain't gonna make that movie. But Beyonce and Jay-Z probably will. Black Panther was the closest that's been put out there. So hopefully more to come. Sprinkle, sprinkle. But all the superheroes, a lot of them are based on melanated gods. So it's just, it is what it is because who was in control of the movie studios? Hmm. Supply and demand, exactly. Um, right. I didn't even watch The Gods of Egypt. Yeah, I didn't watch that stuff either. I only watched the part where Chadwick Boseman was Thoth. Then I turned it off. Like, I only want to see one part. Bye. Yeah, they asked the filmmaker why didn't he have black people as the gods in the gods of Egypt, and he said because it won't sell worldwide because people don't watch movies where the leads are black, and he said he did it because of the money, but the film still flopped because they didn't put black gods in it, so he messed himself up. They killed him. He was Thoth and they killed him. You can't kill Thoth. Hmm. So I mean, yeah, but it's like that's just how it always has been because it's the false reality that they want people to see. They want people to see them as us. You know what I mean? Uh, and now it's changing back to the truth. So, right. And a lot of the movie posters are often changed to advertise to different countries. Like, let's say there's a Will Smith movie, they will not put Will Smith on the movie poster, or they'll put him this small, like in the background, and they'll put somebody else on the front, like his co-star if he's white. Um, Even though Will Smith is the star of the movie, they'll put him real small in the back, and but that's probably going to get ready to change now. Hmm. Now they're crying foul. You said it. They would want people to see them as us, right? So that's how they. That's why if you watch my video I did the other day called "White Jesus is Fired" or something, that's how it all started when they changed the image of a Jesus character. They started changing images of all the gods. They started changing the images of everything, and that's because they wanted to be us. Hmm. Right. Yeah. So now we're back full circle, and we're about to change everything back to where it was in the first place, and that's a good thing because it will make more sense. It will check out more on a scientific level, and you'll be able to trace its roots back to the proper place. So Black Panther showed them how well a movie can do with black lead characters. Now all these movies want finna be black. Chloe X Haley finna be Ariel. Right? Little Mermaid. Yeah, the new Little Mermaid movie, she will be black. Thank you, Natural, a new queen. Oh my God, finally giddy like a kid with a hidden secret. I've been manifesting something big like this since the third grade. As a deeply dark melanated Rh negative young woman, I'm out here for it all. Yay! Yeah, Rh negative in the house. Yeah, this movie is probably going to change a lot of people and wake a lot of people up. Also, make a lot of people who have, been waiting for stuff like this, make them feel proud and, you know, um, and not, I won't even say enlightened, but like have a special glow within about them. Hold your head up high, represent. It's time because people aren't um, sleeping anymore. It's wake up time. Right. Thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle 1111. Hey. RH negative is a blood type. If I had some type of platform on social media, I'd tell everyone what it is, and I wouldn't care who don't understand. Well, you can get one. There ain't nobody stopping you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If I had, you can have today. All you gotta do is sign up. If we get reparations, it will be something to degrade us. just say we ain't got to pay taxes no more and give us, no taxes. The gods should be free. I would rather that. When the soul leaves the body after old age, you can choose your favorite age for someone who sees and comes back to visit someone on Earth or soul energy form. Yeah, because you can vibrate as whatever you want to look like. I think reparations, if given, which I don't think they're going to give, because that, honestly, if they do, it's probably going to be in the form of like some type of exemption. Well, you don't ever have to pay taxes ever again. If you, whatever property you already own, you own that. That's yours. You don't have to pay taxes ever again. That would be good. If you don't own any property, here's some property. Here's a property voucher, and you don't need to pay taxes on it. That's yours. Here's a grant to start a business. That would be fine. Ingrid Johnson says she's with me. No more taxes 2020. Thank you, girl. Me too. Sprinkle, sprinkle, because I hate them taxes. Why we got to pay for what we created? Make no sense. Why we got to pay for what we created? You got to pay for your own creation. I got to. No, thank you. Do I believe in a soulmate? Yeah, go look in the mirror. I believe it's more used as a term of endearment these days than anything. Everyone is your soulmate because you all come from one source. There you go. Wouldn't that make sense? Michael Jackson said, "You just another part of me." So everybody you see is your soulmate. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, beloved J Bliss. Sprinkle, sprinkle. My bad for the Kendrick Lamar post earlier, not to be offensive, to help with the awakening of people. No, it wasn't offensive. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I like that song. Mm-hmm. I have the person that visits me in my slumber. Okay. Taxes are robbery. You on my big? I'm on the big screen. I look good. Hey. Why? Thank you. I was watching this movie the other day. Sorry to get off topic. Maybe somebody told me to watch it, but it was on and I just clicked on it. It was called something Sleep. I don't know if it was a Stephen King movie, but it was like at the end they went back to that resort where The Shining movie took place. And it was about a little girl who could like had this what they call shine. And it's like this power to control people's minds to see what they see. I don't know. Sleep doctor. Okay, thank you. Moonlit wit. Okay, so it's called Sleep Doctor. I was watching that movie yesterday. It was the people that were stealing the plasma or the soul from the little kids. That was very good. Y'all should check it out. Sleep Doctor. If you didn't watch The Shining prior, probably want to watch that so you can know what happens at the end or understand the end, or just watch a trailer or something of it. They really do that. I told you that's what the Ankh used to be for. Like it would hold your plasma, the electrical device that would hold your plasma or your soul, and then they would take it to the pharaoh, and then they would eject that person's soul or plasma into the up the nose into that pharaoh, so they would have some of their consciousness or be a part of them, like on Get Out. So that's the kind of stuff they were doing. Like that's how you would live on. That's how you would get someone else's, you know, mental or their knowledge. Like you would take in their essence and they would become a part of you and you would have their wisdom and their soul energy. And then they would live through you. Um, so it would be, they would always show a God doing it to a human. So it would be the transfer of divine DNA into that person or that pharaoh. And that was, an electrical device, like an oscillator. And right here would hold the energy. So this also would represent like the womb that would hold the energy or the baby, the uterus. Um, so it also would be like being reborn into another person. And the only way that that could possibly really be done is if there was enough electromagnetic frequency in the atmosphere and power to be used, and that would also mean that people would have to be able to withstand that amount of radiation everywhere. So a lot of the technology that they used in ancient Kemet was only because there was increased radiation, which is why the radiation is increasing. Because it's going to allow a lot of technology to come into play that they can't come into play until the frequency of the earth or just this particular area is raised. hmm And of course, there's going to be some people that will be affected by it, like by getting sick, because it's like, you're in radiation, you're in chemo or radiation therapy for cancer. What happens? What are the side effects? You get sick. Some people get nauseated, dizzy, low energy because of that therapy, that radiation. They have to wear those masks so they can keep from getting sick. Whenever you see people on radiation therapy or chemotherapy or who are ill, they have to wear a mask in public. So when they tell you to wear your mask, it's because they know we're getting radiated, and whatever illnesses you already have in your body are there, and whatever illnesses you can catch are also out there. And if you have a low immune system and and everybody's being radiated, then the protection is more for anybody who is not understanding that. So if there's radiation, then you'll eat accordingly, drink enough water accordingly, breathe accordingly, keep your health accordingly. But if you don't know, then you don't know, and they're not going to tell you. They're not. So you have to figure it out. You're not gonna keep wearing that mask because you got asthma. I wouldn't wear that thing either. I'm gonna wear it right over my lips. My nose is gonna be free breathing. I'll breathe out my mask, but I'm not going to breathe in my mask. Where did I buy this unk? InfiniteTreasures.org. I even have a bigger one with like a crystal bottom. So InfiniteTreasures.org is where you can buy jewelry and unks. Okay. Yeah, I did a whole video on that store too. Can we minimize the atmospheric radiation with a collective meditation? No. You can minimize it. It's not to be minimized. Y'all are still thinking about it wrong. It's not to be minimized. In fact, it's going to get higher. It's not to be minimized. That's why, if you are melanated and you have a proper diet and you keep yourself healthy, then it should energize you. It should energize you. It shouldn't even make you sick. It should give you more energy. So get your health together. It's the best thing. Like, if you realize what radiation does, then you know exactly what you need to do. And I talk about it in every video. Just thinking of yourself as a Superman is in this radiation, and it will make you stronger. That's right. Moses wore a mask, but because his face was so radiant, I went back and looked up all the times in the Bible people had glowing skin. Woke me up a bit more. Yeah. Thank you, Yoli. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yes. Thank you for the donation. Am I collecting plasma? No. Did you ever host a live watch party where we decode stuff? I thought that's what we were doing all the time. I wonder what's happening if the whole Anunnaki stuff people are obsessed with for spraying gold in the air for their planet is what they did to block out the radiation. Gold is a conductor, so why would they spray that? Gold is a conductor of electricity. The real gold is called melanin, eumelanin, okay? Think about it. Do the science on it. You can't block the sun with something that conducts electricity. That would be bringing it in even more or heating it up even more. So they would be spraying eumelanin, not gold. Gold is the eumelanin. See, that's how you decode. You have to, don't take everything literal. That's why it's in code, because only scientific minds can decode it. Because they would question, well, if gold is a conductor, they'd be like a nerd like me. If gold is a conductor, then how could that don't make no sense? From gold must mean something else. You got to think. You can't just take it. You got to think it. You have to question everything. Why gold? I thought gold was a conductor. It doesn't make sense. That dust in the ancestors, the dust, that comes every year, a dust cloud. I haven't seen her new video. I haven't seen that Doja Cat new video, but I'm gonna check it out. Can you go deeper into the metaphysics of melanin and manifestation? Thank you. Yeah, it's just the cosmos are made of the same thing. Okay. So the beings that are cosmic beings are made of the same thing. And if the universe can create, then so can you. So basically, the science of melanin is basically the science of the cosmos, the universe. Thank you, Imran. Beyonce also put a double meteor shower coming at the end next month in her trailer, but presented as a shooting star. The King, I feel like something big will come in the next few weeks for Black folks. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah. The King represents Saturn, of course, because it has a crown on it. The shooting star is basically the gamma ray that are hitting the Earth and raising the frequency and the radiation levels. So, or the ancestors coming back to raise the radiation levels of the Earth. Yeah, that's what she shows. The Saturn part is the crowning and the power shift. Like that song Stevie Wonder, Going Back to Saturn. That's what time it is. We're getting through the bad part, and now we're getting to the good part. The rings of Saturn, there's different frequencies. Okay, so if I had a chart last year, because I was talking about this last year about Saturn, the rings have a different frequency, a different musical tone, a different hertz. If you get through the first half, that's probably the bad half. You get through the next half, that's the good half. And then you have to be able to reverse it and go back and forth. Flexibility, no issue. That means you could transmute any situation into your favor and you don't get trapped. And that's what Saturn is all about, being able to solve issues and be disciplined enough to get through anything and transmute anything into something that benefits you. It's a lesson, basically. So that's what you gotta do. So think of the rings of Saturn, okay? And let's say you get halfway across the rings. That was the bad part, the first part. The next part is the good part, right? But you have to be able to transmute all of it back and forth, rise and fall, ups and downs. You have to be able to transmute everything into your favor. That's what you call self-mastery. So yeah, the Saturn will create, your divinity in your awareness of how to use your power. You said so create. No. Make everything work for you. Make everything work for you, no matter what it is. Figure out how to make it work for you. Figure out how to make it benefit you. Figure out how to gain something from it. That's what Saturn is about. Right. Yay. What advice do you have for price Pisces women? Okay, as I just said, Pisces women like you. What advice do I have? The most challenging thing for a Pisces woman is to control her emotions and become dependent. Become independent. So if you can conquer those two things, you probably have mastered yourself. That's my advice. Get those emotions under control and get your own way to become dependent. Pisces. Okay, it was just a little misspelling. No problem. You've never met a Pisces woman that's not dependent, independent ever. Well, that's good. Most people, most Pisces, get over their what they call their weak spots. Is it important to recognize the internal dimension is real? Yes. All dimensions are real, so one is not more important than the other. They all work together. Where can you learn everything like you? Books. Well, to start, you can start by subscribing to Forbidden Knowledge TV, which is like a kind of like a Netflix, but it has a lot of spiritual videos and documentaries and stuff with all the backstories. I'm featured on there in like a couple videos, but not many because I haven't been putting any on there. My videos are too long. Some are controversial, but I do have a few on there. The link is in my description bar to sign up. You can sign up through my link, or you can read books. You have years of reading. Book of Enoch, Emerald Tablets of Thoth, alchemy books. Okay, what do I think about Farrakhan? I think he drops code a lot in all of his speeches. He talks in code. He knows everything that's getting ready to go down. He knew everything that was going down. It's all been written already, and he was just the person to, talk about it and put the code in there, start the code out. Um, if you read the Book of Enoch, you'll see that a lot of people fit a lot of the descriptions of people that are to come at this time and do certain jobs and whatnot. So I feel that it doesn't really matter if a messenger just means someone who gives the information and the code to the people that are seeking it, so that they know what's coming next, so that they can prepare and be safe and not have any fear and stuff like that. So I believe people are sent by whatever organization, it don't even matter, to give out this code so people know what time it is. Like, I don't see anybody as a religious deity. I don't see anybody as this or that. I just see somebody who was supposed to give the code at a certain time and they gave it. That's how I see it. If you had a choice to live the U.S., would you? I already live in the U.S. So I guess, what kind of choice? I mean, I already live here. You mean, would I live somewhere else? Hmm. Oh, wherever. If I can get my own island, sure, I'll live my own island. I ain't moving till I own my own island, baby. I make the rules. I shall just own my own island. Okay. Like Oprah. Oh, I'm not going anywhere until it's in my name. Right. Hmm. I already said what I thought about Farrakhan. I think he's just out. He's just there to put the code out. Wake people up, put the codes out, tell you what time it is. That's basically it. So, I'll put your high art minstrel TV. Nicola knew so much. Yeah, because he studied the ancient Egyptians and how they used wireless technology because they raised the radiation. He studied ancient Kemet very, very closely, and that's why they would not let him put out the wireless energy because it would raise the radiation. So he said they wouldn't do it, but because it wasn't time yet. Actually, it was time, but they wanted to buy a little bit more time. Um, mhm. You said y'all can have today, I live for the future. Exactly. Yes, the energy company shut him down. Yeah, they're trying to buy more time. There was this was what's happening now was supposed to happen back then, but it stalled. They keep trying to buy time, but it keep backfiring on them. Right. I already Ruby, you could stop typing that, baby. I've already answered it 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Farrakhan, I'm going to talk slow, is to put out the code to tell you what time it is and what is coming. Okay? That's what I think. He is the person that tells you what time it is. He tells you stuff in code so you know what is coming, so that you may prepare if you are able to decode. Even if you're not able to decode, you can get something out of it, you know. Okay. I don't know if she heard what I said the first couple of times. Hmm. I am sent to decode the decoders, right? Mhm. Okay. After Christianity gets super exposed and rejected, do you think it will spread to religions, people in third world countries? Um, I believe eventually, yes. The younger people are going to probably get rid of religion. Definitely. Because I know a lot of young people don't like their religion. They don't like the strict rules on it. They don't like certain things because it's just not. It don't make sense. A lot of religion was created because people couldn't decode the ancient stolen knowledge. So stupid rules came out of it, or rules that needed to be decoded that were never decoded but taken literally. So to be religious and take stuff literally is to be ignorant, basically. Not saying that your religion or your culture is bad, but they just interpreted it wrong, or maybe you haven't interpreted it correctly, and the rules that are put in place are not what was meant in those texts. That's all I'm saying. Um, oh, we have like a hater in here. Beyonce is a Creole slave that needs to stay in her place, in her lane. Okay, well, her lane is making Disney films called Black is King and got $100 million deal with Disney, so I guess that's her lane. Okay, sound like a good lane to be in to me. Yeah, sound like the game to be in the lane. 100 million. Mm-hmm. My cousin wanting me to confess, go to church every week, stop talking to her. She finds everything the same. Girl, if your cousin is black, she doing everything backwards. Just let her be. The old ways have to die out naturally. Just let her be, girl. Let her be ignorant. You can't change people. Tell you a sinner, say I'm not a sinner and wasn't born a sinner and won't die a sinner. Thank you, Moonlit Wit, Sprinkle Sprinkle, Locust and Sandstorm, Corona, Civil Unrest. Do you think this is the end times or another false alarm? It's the end of the The old way and the beginning of the new way. Basically, it's the power shift. Sprinkle, sprinkle, shift to the original people. So it's a good thing. Is life on Mars sustainable? I guess for some people. I wouldn't want to live on Mars though. Unless they made it like Earth, but it's smaller and cooler. I don't know. I probably won't live long enough in this physical form to enjoy the luxury of Mars if they ever get it to that luxury level. It ain't luxurious right now. Right. Who cares about race though? We're all human, right? Then make Jesus black and put it on the church. And then we'll say it don't matter then. Okay? Make Jesus black, make all the Egyptian people black that y'all got looking white. And then it won't matter. You're right. Make all the people that are supposed to be, all the superheroes that are based on black deities, make them black too. And because race doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's why I'm saying they should just reverse all the superheroes that were white, put them black. Reverse all the saints and angels that they painted white, reverse them and put them black. And then it really won't matter. It will never matter. And racism probably wouldn't exist if they did that. That's what I'm saying. Have them switch it up and it won't matter. That will end racism, or it should have ended it because that's what they should have been. They switched it out to white, and that's what probably created racism. So you got to ask yourself, who created racism by stealing people's legacy? They should have never been switched in the first place. My grandma told me she wanted me to get a job about 2 weeks ago. Shaking my head. I just need to say that. Okay. Sorry. Start a business. Do you think focusing on building business comes first or getting a man? I think getting a man comes first. I'm only 23. Well, I think you're on the wrong channel because this is my spiritual channel. So I will let you figure that out for yourself. Or you can ask me on my other channel. These folks are ready for a war, but already lost. There'll be no war. Yeah, there'll be no war. Rumors of war. While stuff is going down, other stuff is going down at the same time. So it's like a distraction. The show Friends showed how everything went in reverse. Did you hear about Ethiopia building a Renaissance dam for the Nile River? They want to generate electricity. Yeah, I saw that. Egypt ain't happy about it. Why? I thought the Ethiopians were the true Egyptians in the first place. Or part of them. Oops, and I. It doesn't matter. It's going to come back anyway. They're going to start doing that all over the world, creating more energy and raising the frequency and the radiation. The next 3 years going to be epic, right? What do I think about sorcery and conjure to transmute the energy? And unless it's coming from the DNA of the ancestors who created that, then I don't think it's going to transmute the energy if you know if you don't have the proper DNA to wield that energy. So yeah, what do you think about Christie's Museum selling off our looted ancient artifacts for profit? Um, well, I feel like they're artifacts. If you want them back, go get them. Like Killmonger did, and somebody can riot and get it. I don't know, like they should be requested back if you want to do it the civil way. They should request it back or they boycott or do something. I don't know. Try to get it back. But see, a lot of countries are being paid off to allow certain things to keep happening. So, you know, until people can't really be bought off anymore, as far as like African leaders, then they'll continue to exploit the people. Hmm. And take and keep artifacts because um they need to be brought back home. Well, yeah, somebody need to go get them in. Maybe somebody need to buy them all up. One of the rich black billionaires need to come on, take it out, buy it, and give it back. That's probably gonna have to happen. Look, I'll buy my own artifacts back here. Here, you know, take them back. Somebody gonna have to buy them back, steal it back, buy it back, whatever. They should just give it back, but Um, how to decode messages from spiritual beings. Just know how to decode sprinkle sprinkle. It's pretty much the same, right? Um, who else? What artifacts from Dirty Diana Mother? What? Thank you, Moonlit Witch, Sprinkle Sprinkle. What do you think people will say about 2020 looking back spiritually in general? Um, that it was necessary. Sprinkle Sprinkle. Thank you. They will say it was necessary. Is what was needed, basically. That doesn't mean that it was good or bad. Just means it was necessary. 2020 seen clearly, exactly. When you refer to the gold in your melanin, that is referencing the literal gold flakes complexion and our skin. Now, the gold is a metaphor. Gold is a metaphor for you melanin because it's worth, because of its worth. So thank you, Audrey. How do you feel about Aaliyah being sacrificed to Beyonce for the industry? I don't believe that. I believe a lot of people fake their death and people step down so others can get up. I don't think she really died. I think she was faking her death, like all these other people do. And I mean, she was beautiful, and she was the '90s, but her voice was too soft and too calming, like mine. A stronger voice was needed, a more, uh, yes. And Beyonce was probably supposed to be next anyway. So, Step down. Thank you for everything, Aaliyah. We love you. Bye bye. You know. So I don't think she died. I think she just faked it and gone off to the somewhere else. you know. Wanted a normal life. Yeah. Da, da, da. Tired of the game. Just done. hmm Beyonce's a clone. Beyonce's possessed. Beyonce's this. Beyonce's that. So is your mama. Right. Everybody crazy. Everybody got a conspiracy on everybody. I'm possessed. I'm a clone. All of that too. There you go. Y'all sound very silly. You can't clone Rh negatives. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Yeah. Some people do rituals to become possessed with their ancestors. That's your cultural history. Being a conduit, mediums do it all the time. Okay. Who cares? That's just one of the talents that people have. That's just an extra talent to me. I don't know. uh, why were we in slavery for so long? Because we had to make the prophecy. We had to fulfill the prophecy. um, that's what it was. You should really watch some of the cloning videos. Britney Spears is cloned for sure. Um, I don't really waste my time watching silly stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they understand like why it doesn't matter if you're a clone or not. Who cares? They got what is it? What would be the difference? It's only people say she's a clone because she changed. If you watch me from the time I was 16 or 17 to the time that I'm 41 years old, you would say that I was a clone too. Why? Because people change. People change. Just accept it. People change. Okay. If you have watched your grandma from the time she was 17 to whatever age she is now, you would say she was a clone because at one point she probably changed. At several points, she probably changed. If you were to see yourself from the age of 16 to whatever age you are now, people would call you a clone because at once you was, oh, he was worshiping Jesus and stuff. And now you're watching this video. So you must be a clone. People change. People change. Okay? People change. It's called free will and people change. Let's be smart. But they glitch. Have you seen them in person, baby? Did the TV glitch? Did the Photoshop glitch? Do I glitch? hmm It's probably not uploaded yet, Keisha, because it just happened today, so it'll probably take a day or two. Yeah. See, y'all gotta stop all of that. Come on. Don't say it in public if you do. You know, just say, oh, they've changed. I be buffering, glitching, and all that. Right. Yeah, it'll probably be up in a couple of days, that meditation, because it has to get uploaded. You said what Ethiopians are the real Egyptians? Well, they were part of the original Egyptians. Yeah. There's other parts or other people that were too, like the people in Mali. A lot of them were and left and went to Mali. Mhm. Mm-hmm. So y'all know I don't get into that clone mess because it's silly. Um, People have doubles though. I will tell you that people hire celebrity doubles when they don't want to do something. I'll tell you that. Michael Jackson did all the time. Donald Trump got one. Michael Jackson has one. So if y'all are understanding celebrity life where you have to be in 20 places at one time, I'd have a double too. Maybe a triple or triplet. Like, who look like me? Come on. All right, you go do that gig. You show up over there. You do press work for them. And I'm gonna be asleep. Bye. Good night. Oh, I'm sorry, my life was threatened today. I ain't gonna tell you about it though, but I want you to go do this gig. And if you get shot, oh well, I'm still alive, but I'm gonna have to go out into hiding, or I might make a miraculous recovery. You might not, but I will. Okay. So yes, I would have me a double, definitely. Is Britney Spears clone replaces her place? No, her double, if she has one, probably does interviews or greetings or whatever. I don't know. Thank you, Yoli Oli Sprinkle Sprinkle. Rock the boat, code change, positions, level up, shift, right? Sprinkle Sprinkle. Yeah, I think I decoded that video like last year. But yep, very much coded. China already cloned humans. Yeah, that's wonderful. They can't clone Rh negative people though. Just like they can't clone melanin. Okay. Y'all going with that clone stuff. Come on. Y'all go on with the clone. Do y'all know that they can make masks that look very much like another person? They're called silicone masks. Go look that up. Educate yourself. Stop being tricked so easily. Go look up silicone mask of Trump. Go look up silicone mask celebrity. Just go look it up. Please go look it up for your own knowledge. Just go look it up. That's all I want y'all to do is go look up silicone masks. Because if I just wanted to waste some money, I would buy one and come up here and y'all will think I'm somebody else. I promise you. Okay. Just go do your research. That's all. I don't believe me. Just go do your research. Okay. Hey, you watched any of the Purge movies? I seen it. Yep. Purge election year. That's what this is. Silicone. You say you're gonna look up silicone dolls instead. What would you recommend to get an ancestry reading? I would recommend to look within, baby. Um, I would recommend to look within. There you go. Just talk. Just open your mouth. Just think. Just ancestors come through. Do it yourself. Because, somebody could tell you anything, girl. Your ancestor said to give me some more money. That's what your ancestor told me. The ancestor says there is a curse upon you. And that is what is holding you back in life. This is what you're going to get. I'm going to tell you already. Let me see mine. Somebody sent it to me. The ancestors said that you are cursed. But I can help you. It will only cost you $3,000 to get the curse removed. Your ancestors say you have to get it done, or else people in your family will die. Very soon. Someone is already ill. So, if you would like to get that ancestor reading anywhere, basically just any, many, money, mo. Or you could go within and just ask for your own ancestor to come through and sit there and be patient and access your own DNA, breathe, and get it on your own. Right. Do I wear a mask in public like this? If it's required, I'll put it on, but my nose will always stick out because I'm breathing. I only mask my lips. hmm If you can be transgender, then you can be transracial too, I guess. Do you believe that life on Earth is a simulation or something like a computer program? Yes, but in an organic way. Just like, there's different dimensions. Like we're organic, then there's digital, and then, um, so we're a organic simulation. Yeah, because like the law of vibration, everything is moving. And so if you look at everything under a microscope, it's just little molecules moving around. So that is a form of a simulation. hmm Trump has a double that wears a silicone mask. I did a video on it if you want to go watch it. Mhm. Trump has a double that wears a silicone mask. I've already proved it with pictures, photos, and all that. You could have been white in a past life. Yeah, but now I'm not. Yep. My ancestors made sure that they were, if they were, that they were reborn into a crystalline body. Right. The country should stop recording race on the birth certificates, anyways. hmm I think Trump's double is heavier than he is. Yeah. One is younger, too. Like the red tie Trump is younger, and he wears the silicone Trump mask and the silicone hands. They make silicone hands that work like gloves, and also the mask. You can tell by the ears. The ears are very different. Okay. I did a whole video on it. Y'all can go see. I put pictures in it and everything. What's the code of Trump's toupee? He don't want it. It ain't even a toupee. It's a comb over. It would look better if it was a toupee. Um, that makes so much sense. That's why his face looked like that on the interview he had today. His ear was white, but his face was orange. And you'll notice when his clone is speaking, the silicone mask, his lip don't move as much. When he was drinking that water, his hand was shaking because he was scared that glove was gonna slip, and he had to put the the glass to his fake lips, you know. And he was nervous because he ain't used, it's been a couple of years since he'd been in front of that big crowd. So that wasn't the real Trump. The real Trump was somewhere else. He's like, Double, go take care of that. You go there because I don't want to get shot. Because Trump don't wear a mask because he already got on a mask. Okay, that's why he ain't got to wear one because he got one on. He's like, I don't need to wear a mask. I'm not wearing a mask because he already got a mask on. At least one of them do. So Real Trump playing golf. Yeah, he said he wanted to go play golf. So he said, look, I'm calling my double. Look, I want to go play some golf. You go ahead and take care of that amount. I'll pay you. Go do it. Just if you get shot, I'll pay the medical bill. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You got Secret Service. If y'all don't believe it, y'all, I will look it up and show you the Trump mask. And y'all gonna laugh. Just all you gotta do is type Trump silicone mask. There it is. You want to buy one? You too can be Trump. They sell them. How much you want to? It's CNN.com. Would you like to buy your Trump mask? I could be Trump too, y'all. That's a good one. Huh? Here you go, another one. You want to buy this one too? It ain't a clone, it's a mask. Y'all want to see another celebrity? I think that's this lady bought a Danny DeVito mask and put it on her head because this is how real they look. So you don't need a clone, you just need a mask. Okay? This is an actor. Don't it look just like him? And you can buy these online. You can have one made of anybody. They're thousands of dollars, but you can get one. It looks real, that's what I'm saying. There's no clones, there are just doubles wearing masks. You said you can finally be white. They even have the gloves too. So yeah, you can. You want to avoid the police, you know what to do. You gotta have the mannerisms, right? Well, people have always studied people and have been, not interpreters, impersonators. So all they do is just go get an impersonator who's very good. They study each other. They develop each other's habits, and then there goes your quote unquote clone. What are your thoughts about Terrence Howard's discovery of the flower of life? What it means for this? That's so old. This all he did was explain it. To properly open up the flower of life, your Kundalini energy has to be released. You have to be activated. Your DNA has to be activated. You have to, yeah. Anyone have fun with masks? Y'all are silly. So yeah, I think everybody just needs to do a little bit more research and stop believing everything they. If you didn't research it, don't believe it. That's all I'm gonna tell you. If you didn't research it and come to the same exact conclusion, do not believe it. Go do your own research because you don't want to go around repeating fools. You don't want to go around repeating stuff that's not true because you're just going in the opposite direction or in another direction and it's taking you away from the actual thing to be focused on. Like I'll say, oh, Beyonce coming out with this new movie. Oh, Beyonce's a clone. Okay, distraction. You become part of the distraction, you know? And when I come out and say, oh, well, this shift is happening. Well, you know, they're it's satanic, because you didn't do your research. Now you are a distraction. Now you're part of the very thing you don't want to be a part of. Now you are now you work for them. You know what I'm saying? You work for the people that you so quote unquote despise because you don't do your research, because you're a pawn. And pawns don't do research. They just move and keep going with what someone basically told them. They just follow orders. They don't go and fact check. They don't go double check. They don't go looking for anything for themselves. So if you are one of those people, you don't have to stay one of those people. You can actually go do your own research. And when I say research, I don't mean watching people's videos. I mean books. I mean looking at stuff online that could counteract it. Why do people think that they were clones and doubles? Maybe they're just doubles. Maybe they just have someone else to fill in for them when they're not able to, like a lot of the celebrities do. Why would I go and think that there are actual human clones walking around when it is scientifically impossible to clone certain beings? I would use my own mind and figure out that a lot of stuff is just thrown out there to distract you from what you should be focused on. Okay, so that's all. Know thyself first. That's number one. Because if you knew yourself, you already know you can't be cloned. Number two, do your own research. Stop believing everything you see. If it doesn't check out, then don't believe it. If you cannot prove it scientifically, if it's not something that you can research and find on your own, you don't accept it because you become part of the distraction. Okay? Um mhm. You were born, clones are made or grown. Even a twin is not an actual clone because they have some difference. Hmm. Hmm. To say clones don't have souls is just so egotistical. I wouldn't even say that they're a clone. They have clone meat. Yes, they have clone meat, but they could never successfully clone a human. Okay, y'all eat if y'all shop at Walmart and eat the meat there, y'all eating clone meat. Okay, if you eat meat from Walmart, you might have ate some clone meat, but they could not successfully create a clone. It doesn't work. You can't. You can't do it. It's even in you can't do it scientifically. Mhm. You can do it to an animal, but you cannot do it to certain types of beings. It will not work. You can only clone. They've used stem cells to clone organs and to clone meat. So they sell clone meat. You can buy it at Walmart. I don't know where else sells it, but I know Walmart sells it. They can clone meat in a lab. They can clone organs in a lab. They cannot clone meat. I mean, they cannot clone humans. Right. They can create artificial intelligence. They can create biological, like android robots, but they cannot clone a human. Because if they could clone a human, they wouldn't have to create um, these robots to try to put their consciousness or soul into if they could clone humans. Think about it. Um, it's real, but it ain't real. Mm-hmm. It's not real because if they could clone humans, think about it. If they really could clone humans, then what? Why would they choose celebrities to replace? Like, why would they waste their time on Britney Spears? What? We're going to use billions of dollars, billions, to clone Britney Spears. Yeah, that little girl from the Disney Channel that saying, "Oops, I did it again." Yes, we have to clone her. I don't care how many billions of dollars it takes. We are going to spend more than she is even worth to clone her. Follow the money. If you're going to spend more money than a person is worth to clone them, that makes no sense. Okay? Let me spend a couple of billion dollars on this clone project to represent 90s superstar Britney Spears, early 2000s, late 90s. She's not worth a lot of money, but let's put billions of dollars into making her clone. Oh, it won't be a waste of money. Common sense ain't so common, is it? It sure is not. Maybe y'all should spend money on teaching people common sense. Leave Britney alone. Let me look up her net worth. Let me see if she's worth a clone. She's only worth 59 million. So I don't think that they would be spending billions to make a clone for her. Okay. Anyway, it might not be expensive. It is expensive, believe me. To do experiment after genetic experiment after genetics experiment after genetic experiments, failing, recreating, getting everything perfect, making sure it's right. Billions. You say MK Ultra is not a clone. Okay. They did clone Tupac though. You mean they made a hologram that you can put your hand through of Tupac? I think a lot of people don't realize what clone means. They tried, but they failed, believe me. They've had cloning tech since the 1950s, but they could never successfully clone. Do y'all understand? It's like, if do y'all think if they could clone, that they could successfully recreate eumelanin? And they can't. They still can't. They were working on that technology. They can clone meat and organs, but they can't create life. They cannot recreate. They can't. It just won't work. They can do, like, they can clone an animal because that's animals, but you cannot recreate a human. Okay, so just understand. And I'm tired of telling y'all. Y'all can believe whatever y'all want. That is y'all free will. Follow the money. Okay, have some common sense. Well, if you had to go up in front of a bunch of people and explain why clones are real and Britney Spears is a clone, what if I stood up and said, well, excuse me, why would they spend billions of dollars on creating a clone for a celebrity who's only worth $59 million? Doesn't make sense. Then what would you say? I don't know. She's not even that popular anymore. Why would they do that? I don't know. Right? You don't think it costs billions? They spend billions on studying eumelanin. Just eumelanin. Just eumelanin. They spend billions on just eumelanin, the study of eumelanin, how to synthesize it, how to recreate it, and they still have not figured it out. They spend billions on eumelanin. How much do you think they spend on a clone? That's what I'm saying. Please, y'all just do some research, baby. Just get the phone, the computer, and start, just start looking. Just start really just getting into your research. Not what they said, not what could be, but what it is. Okay? Do some scientific research, not TMZ or some conspiracy theorist on YouTube. Do some scientific research. Okay? Please. I beg of y'all, just do the research. I'm not trying to tell y'all what to think. I'm just saying do the research on y'all's own. And use the common sense that you have, right? Don't just believe anything. That's how they messed up everything in the first place. That's how they say, oh, Jesus is white. Well, technically, you couldn't be this and that. You couldn't do that. You wouldn't be the. No one thought it through. They just accepted it. You see? So you don't want to be that. If you consider yourself awake, do the scientific research. Follow the money. You will never go wrong with those two things, following the money and doing the science. Okay. I think a lot of y'all do the research. I do. But some people, y'all know they've been they've been studying something so long, it's hard to let it go. So I understand. That's why a lot of stuff is behind. How can you recharge the RH negative body? Go to sleep, drink water, eat properly. Just how you recharge any type of body. All right. Well, I'm getting ready to go, but if y'all have not checked out the Beyonce video, y'all go check it out. It is the trailer for Black is King that's coming out on Disney Plus July 31st. I think Beyonce plays her own part and not the quote unquote clone that y'all say that exists. And I'm pretty sure it will be amazing. And I can't wait to see it myself. I don't know if it's going to come out on Tidal or YouTube, but I think it's a way for people to sign up to Disney Plus. You can sign up and unsign up after or whatever. Can y'all stop demonizing voodoo? Exactly. Yeah, don't demonize what you don't understand. Thank you, Vegan Pop Star. Shira, your passion for knowledge always inspires me to be more vigilant and being woke and staying woke. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Vegan Pop Star. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you. Appreciate that. You got bots in here, I know. Did you hear a voodoo priest from New Orleans went to jail yesterday because he brought hair from Donald Trump to harm him? But that's that's funny. I don't know if I believe that, but it's funny. I'm not saying that he wasn't arrested, but I don't believe that that's 100%, true. It could just be like another orchestrated thing to get attention, to Donald Trump. He said he wears a lace front. He gonna get a piece of it. I don't even think that's a lace front, unless he got the doubles wig off the off the silicone mask. What's going on with B? Oh, she just put out a movie called Black is King. Actually, it's not out yet. The trailer is out. Just go look up Black is King trailer. It's on Disney Studios YouTube channel, and it's going to be released July 31st on Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. What are my thoughts on souls? Do you think everyone thing has one? No. I mean, I think everyone has a spark of a soul, but I think everyone has the ability to acquire a soul if they so choose. Yes, I do. I talk about that in all my videos. Mm-hmm. Falling for movies. No, it's more of like a documentary or like a cultural piece. Yeah. Just go watch the trailer. You'll see. B&J and other celebrities throw up their hand signals to troll the elites. Yeah, why not? They stole it from their ancient culture, so why not take it back? Ain't nothing wrong with throwing up hand signs if that's what your ancestors created. They not you. You can do what you want. That's your stuff. You know? Mhm. If it came from your culture, it's your stuff. Doesn't mean just because somebody tried to steal it, it doesn't mean anything. If that's yours, you can do what you want with it. I could hold it up and know what it means. Go look at the hand of alchemy. I can hold it up and activate it with my own DNA. Why? Because it's from my culture, it's from my ancestors, and I could do that. Now, I don't care what they stole. That they didn't know how to use it. They couldn't use it. It doesn't work. You know, it's just a mockery. Like I said, it's just a mockery. Like one of the quote unquote elite, when they do a hand signal, has no power. It just shows an allegiance or look, I'm using this fake knowledge that I took. you know, um, but when someone else holds it up and they actually have the DNA, it has more power. So there's no there's nothing evil about something that can't even be activated. That's just your own mind, fearing what the whole reason that they do it in the first place. Oh, they're evil to make you think you're evil. So when someone who's really connected to that culture tries to use the knowledge, now they're evil. You see how they flipped it on you? So get out of that. Get out of that. If you can find the same stuff in Africa, it ain't evil. If you can find the same stuff in Central and South America from your ancestors, it ain't evil. Okay? They took our knowledge and gave us religion. Exactly. So if y'all one of them still sleep people who are spooked by hand signals, it's time to know thyself. Once again, time to know thyself. If you don't have that same culture, then they stole it from us. Okay, get out of that, please. It's too late in the game for that. You behind about a decade. Come through. Okay, we'll see y'all later. Go do some research. All right, see y'all. Bye.